Alright guys, so now you understand how daily scalper strategy is working, what's behind, and also you understand who is a daily scalper trader, alright? And right now we'll start with introduction. So what are the biggest advantages of a daily scalper strategy? So the first one which pops up to my mind is simplicity. Okay, so the trading strategy is really simple to understand. And the reason for that is because we basically use just one very profound and precise trading setup, and we execute it over and over and over again. Okay? The second thing, which is very highly correlated to the simplicity, is ready to apply. The strategy is extremely and ready to apply right after the course. So you know exactly after the course, you exactly know what you look for, and you can open your chart and you can basically set a pending order on this very specific area, and you make a profit if it gets triggered and hit the take profit. All right. The third benefit or advantage is probably, for my personal point of view, the biggest one, is that it takes only few minutes per day. Okay, so basically you'll see at the end of the week, when we do analysis on the morning, we place an orders, and then we simply wait for the price action to evolve, of it, okay, to happen. But we check charts each day just for a few minutes, just for the sake of seeing whether how our trades are going, and maybe if we have to do some change the trend management, etc. But it usually takes just a few minutes per day. Okay. And the last benefit, which I've seen is the most needed among the traders, is high consistent profits, high win ratio. That means there's like above 80% or even above 90%, it depends how picky you are, but it is extremely high win ratio, which is very satisfying. So this is why this strategy is it's really suitable for busy persons who are looking for consistent profits without putting much effort and without complexity. So they want things simple, they want results, I'll not say fast, but consistent, okay, with high win ratio, and they are ready to go, okay? So these are the huge benefits which are the most needed in each of our lives, okay? These are probably for the most the most important features and benefits of the daily scalper strategy. Because look, if the strategy is not simple, how you're going to execute it for the next 5 years? Okay, it's hard to stick to it. If it is not ready to apply, if you need like months, like years of learning and improving, how I mean, it's demotivating, right? Of course, working on yourself from the abundant trader mindset, it is important to work on yourself. But in terms of strategy, you don't want that the strategy is too complex and it takes too much time to learn. The third thing is few minutes per day. So you don't want to spend we don't have time to spend like 2, 3, 4, 5 hours per day in front of the charts. And even if we do have, at some point of time we get bored out of it. It's not providing too much value. So the efficiency of time is very important, because at the end, guys, we're all gonna die. Okay, so it is important that we make projects, services, businesses, and arrange the whole life for the sake of maximizing our time. So there's no point in scalping on a lower time frames. There's no point in day trading, for example. There's no reason for it, because you don't have anything out of set money, and so that means you're literally that. Okay, if you're a scalper. And I was a scalper, guys, in the past, full time, and I must say that it is a pain in the you know what. Okay, it's really frustrating job. And for that reason, also one of the reasons why I came with the daily scalper is because I was thinking, so how can I create such a system which is like a scalping system, which is very exact? How can I make it suitable for like busy person, the common family member? Okay, it was important for me to, and look, guys, I was firstly looking. What I'm sharing here at you is simply my process which I was going through. So I was a scalper. After that, I realized I don't want to do that, but I like the scalping results, which are are very consistent, which is very simple. But how should I manage and readjust and create a system where I will be able to have such a results, but with as much little time as possible? And this is the result. And now I'm unselfishly, guys, showing and sharing with you that, with hope that you'll also find this kind of a consistency and profitability in the next 90 days. Okay, so this is the third thing. And the fourth thing is consistent profits. Look, it is, from my observation, it is very hard for trader to be confident after 6, 7, 8 losing trades in a row, which happens. Look, if you're trading with a classic approach, if you have a little high risk reward like 1 to 3, it happens that you basically can hit like 5, 6 trades in a row, 7 losing trades in a row in a pretty quick period of time. Okay? And I was observing that traders cannot handle that. So they prefer a little bit more riskier way of trading for the sake of high consistency, for simplicity, for time efficiency. And if they pay attention to risk management properly, they can still be safe. Okay? So high consistent profits, so high win ratio, it is important for the sake of motivation. Okay? And if we merge all these things together, it basically comes to you being motivated. So simplicity makes you motivated. Ready to apply right after the course makes you motivated. Few minutes per day makes you motivated because you have more time for other things. And how consistent profits, high win ratio makes you motivated. So the main lack is motivation. Okay. So all these 4 elements are basically merging this one thing together. But the downside of the daily scalper strategy, and actually, guys, all the strategies, is that if you get too cocky and too greedy, you can blow your account fast. Okay? You have to understand that for the sake of these benefits previously, which we were talking previously, we do not use active stop loss. There are multiple aspects of how we reduce the risk, and the first one is risk management, and the second one is that we are scalping based on a daily time frame. This is the biggest one. But if you get too cocky, if you don't know, like if you're in like 10 or trades already, and if you place like another 3 that you'll be margin called, you have to be aware of your risk management. Okay? So there's no reason for you to complain, because you want simplicity, you want the strategy ready to apply, you want the strategy which takes little amount of time, and you want the high consistent profits. This is all things you want. So you have to sacrifice something for that. And the reason, and with the stop loss, with the active fixed stop loss, the way of trading and the whole mindset has to be different. And with abundant trader mindset, you can work on that and move towards a strategy with a stop loss, or you can design your own with a stop loss, or you can contact me for the 3 combo strategy. But for the sake of your motivation, you firstly need to enhance and establish the trust into yourself, so that you can see that, oh gosh, look, I can be 6, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, I can be profitable. I can trade. Okay. So the daily scalper strategy is used also for that. Okay, of course the profit is the main reason, but it is also the way of trading. The whole strategy is designed for you to establish a strong confidence into yourself as a trader, that you can trade, because this is probably the biggest one, because people don't believe in themselves that they can actually trade. Okay, but you have to sacrifice something, and stop loss is usually not the issue, but the mindset point of view of the attitude towards trading is the problem from the traders, because they cannot deal with the losses. So you have to accept that, guys. Okay? So the tools we are going to need are very simple and basic. What we need is simple chart, clean chart, no indicators. We need a Fibonacci tool, okay? Fibonacci extension. And we also need to understand what are the structures. Okay? These are the 3 main components. So let's clarify another thing. What is our measurement unit? So for the sake of setting take profits, pay attention. For the sake of setting take profits, we're going to talk about pips. For example, I'm going to put 5 pips or 15, 10, 17, like 20, 25, 30 pips on this specific trade. But you have to understand that pips are not highly relevant unit in terms of measuring your performance, because pip on pound yen or pip on a pip value on a pound yen and pip value on a euro dollar is much different. And also pound yen moves the ATR or the daily average movement on a pound yen and euro dollar is different, and all the other pairs is different. So there's no really one pip is really not equivalent for it's not irrelevant, because the core of the pip value is different on each pair. Okay, so for that reason we're going to use percentages. So when we will measure your performance each month and after the 90 days challenge, we're going to measure it in terms of percentages. So how much profit in terms of percentages have you made, and what was the biggest drawdown? Of course, we'll take a look at the pips as well, so we'll see what was your risk, etc., etc. But whenever any kind of a serious investors reach me, they are asking about annual percentage growth, guys. Percentage annual growth. So how much money in terms of percentages, how much percentages have you done in the 2019? Okay, and then they ask, what was the biggest drawdown in that period in terms of percentages? Okay, because the only way, if I tell him that I've done like 1,000 pips in 2018, he cannot understand how much money he is going to make. But if he when he invests with me, but if I tell him in the last year I've done 12% profit with a maximum 7% drawdown, for example, then he understands, okay, if I have 100,000, I would make like $12,000 profit with maximum $7,000 in the drawdown during that period. So by the end of the year, I would make $12,000 profit. All right? So percentages are very, very important that you get used to them. But for the sake of setting key profits, we are talking about pips. Okay? So for the whole, for everything which we're doing right now, we're using pending orders, guys. Pending, and pending orders. The first benefit of pending orders is that you're not involved in the trade. Okay? There are enormous. I mean, I've been testing a lot of strategies with pending or manual orders, and the benefits are more than obvious. The results with pending orders, which the profits and the trading performance, which was much better with the pending orders, because if the market executes a trade when you're not there, there's no emotions in it. All right. So this is very important factor. So these are little nuances which make trading a little bit more safe. Okay. So pending orders. So we set up pending orders once, twice, or maybe 3 times a week. Otherwise, we're just waiting or observing or maybe sometimes managing our trades manually. All right? So this is why it is time efficient. So please do not judge your success, your trading performance based on a frequency of the trades. This is like a, please guys, this is really, firstly, before you start placing orders or anything, try to think about that. That even if you don't make trade for example, that there is no good trading opportunity for like 2-3 weeks. So what? Okay? As you remember, you're an observer. All right? And if you're going to just rush anything, you have to be a sniper, as said. All right? And if you're just trying to, I'll just do that. Imagine a sniper just shooting just somewhere in the blank. Okay? All the people or the enemies would clearly recognize and spot him on. So you have to be patient. If there's no trade for 2-3 weeks, 1 month, don't do it. Okay, you have to be professional. It's a business. It's not, I would like to increase the frequency of my trades. You have to understand this is your compulsion. This is not it's not serving you well. This compulsion is not serving you well. Okay, you have to clarify that and understand it and work on that. And also, you can use the inner alchemy where there's any kind of a compulsion towards over trading, towards making a lot of trades. Let me show deep understanding, calmness, and observation. So be it. Okay, transmute that. Okay. So on the other side, using pending orders and being and spending just a few minutes per day, it's actually extremely benefit because it's not time exhausting. Okay, it's really not time exhausting. So there's also small less stress, and when there's less stress, there's more clear perception, better seeing. You can make decisions not just in trading but in life in general, because if you are in a heavy losing position, or for example if you make like 7 trades in a row, losing trades in a row, and if it's a big account, if you risk too much, it's hard to function optimally even in life. Okay, it's a little bit harder to cope. So risk management is important. And that's it, guys, for this video, and see you guys in the next video where we will actually start with the preparing the charts. That's it.